There are new questions being raised in the case of a man charged with for a crash that killed his girlfriend and her 5-year-old daughter last year.
This is public area.
Come after Prince William's police chief ruled the investigating officer had violated department policy.
I'm not resisting. I am not resisting.
The investigation revealed that Master Police Officer Drum violated department policy.
Right rear tire, brake didn't engage.
We were able to access evidence.com. Chief of Police Peter Newsham, are you terrified to come after me? Are you terrified to put me in handcuffs? I'm telling you, I have all your files. The minute you come after me. Chief of Police Peter Newsham is terrified to come out and address the giant leak in the Mostafa Aljazari case. I mean, how does it make sense that you've got a guy that sits, the sheriff office is right there. That's the sheriff office. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here and I'm telling the Chief of Police, Peter Newsham, that I've got access into your police department server. That the file that your Commonwealth attorney sealed, I've got it. I have the file. I've got all the body cams. I've got the documents, and I'm leaking them all over the internet. And the Chief of Police, Peter Newsham, is terrified to address the situation. I mean, forget what you think about the Mostafa Aljazari case. That is a problem. I mean, you've got sensitive documents, sensitive body cams that's being leaked on the internet, and the police department is not coming out and saying, hey, our server is compromised. That makes sense to you? And you don't have to take my word for it. If you put the officers are absolutely compromised. You've got officers admitting that they cut and muted the dash camera in the Mostafa Aljazari case. I mean, is that why the Chief of Police is terrified to come out and address the situation? Because if he has to address me about me accessing the police department server, then he has to probe into his police officers that are admitting to cutting and muting the dash camera in the Mostafa Aljazari case. He has to address why this vehicle was crushed and staged. He has to address the fact that they weaponized the children in the Mostafa Aljazari case. Dorsey has a 9, a 10, a 14, that now I have forensic interviews where I have evidence that the police department weaponized those children. That's child abuse, by the way.
Where's Romero's body cam when he interacted with the children?
Where is Romero's body cam when he interacted with children?
And I can tell
before they walked him into the forensic interview.
I can tell you Romero's body cam, Chad Mason's body cam, Robert Drum's recording with Mostafa on April 7th. Those videos are in a file that's hidden from the lawyer. Okay, and it sits right next to Andrew Margiotta's body cam. Because why did it have to take the lawyer pushing back so hard on the prosecutor, asking her, where is Andrew Margiotta's body cam? I mean, Blake didn't get it. Casey Stevens didn't get it. Elaine Jarvis didn't get it. We didn't see it. Why is there a hidden file in Mostafa's case that you have to find out on your own that this file exists? And when you do, you have to fight for it. I mean, Romero says, I record everything.
Wouldn't you think that's exculpatory evidence that it should be in the server
100%.
in Mostafa's file?
100%.
But it's not in the server.
Because think about it. Officers are openly tampering with evidence, tampering with witnesses, weaponizing children. You think Romero, the prosecutor, is going to allow Romero's conversation with the kids to just be released like that? Where he's telling the kids that Mostafa fled the scene? You're lying to children? Okay? Where you have Glenn Ford showing the kids really bad images of Empress and then putting them through a forensic interview? It's BS.
Mostafa's defense attorney is filing a Brady violation.
These are crimes caught on the officer's own camera, and the prosecutor is actively working to conceal them. Tampering with evidence and tampering with witnesses are on video, and the prosecutor is actively concealing it.
Mohammed, the defense attorney is filing a Brady violation in Mustafa's case.
Multiple Brady violations. I mean, you have an audio there where Chad Mason says, yes, I tampered with the dash camera. I didn't know. Well, nonetheless, you did tamper with it. Okay? You chopped up Mustafa's vehicle when you didn't have to touch it. You have the obligation to preserve evidence. It's an obligation by law. You have to preserve the evidence so that we don't fucking sit here 2.5 years later and say, why does the car look like this? Why did you chop it up? Why is the steering angle missing? Where's Romero's body cam? That's the last thing you want from someone you're accusing of a crime. You don't want the community questioning the integrity of your so-called investigation. You don't want the community questioning that. The moment people start questioning the integrity and the honesty of police, I mean, you're going to have big problems. You're going to have major problems. And we're not trying to rewrite the laws here. The laws are already there. Okay, if an officer lies, you're going to jail.
I want to remind everybody.
If you tamper with evidence, you're going to jail.
I want to remind everybody that's tuning in.
Jail.
If you're going to jail.
I know you're going to say that.
Okay. You've got officers. What we're talking about here. I mean, what I want everybody that's tuning in not to walk away with that every police officer is responsible to what's happening here. That's not what we're saying. What I'm saying here, through this platform, I'm saying I've got specific files on specific police officers that engaged in falsifying the Mostafa Aljazari case. I'm not sitting here telling you every police officer is responsible. I'm saying the opposite. What I'm telling you is the majority of police at Prince William County, Manassas Police, Manassas Park, the sheriff deputies, the correctional officers that are behind me in this county jail, the majority serve and protect this community. But I have specific files on specific police officer that falsified the Mostafa Aljazari case. And we're asking for accountability. You don't have to take my word for it. I've accessed the police department server. I have the files that Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashworth is sealing from this community, and I'm actively leaking this file on this platform. You have body cams and you have document to verify that the police department crushed and staged Mustafa's car, falsified his statements, cut and muted the dash camera in the Mostafa Aljazari case,
and tampered with witnesses.
Weaponized the children against Mustafa.
Abused children. They abused those kids.
Child abuse.
Flat out.
What I want to play, I had a beautiful interaction with a Manassas police officer right here. And it's just I have to remind this community not every police officer is responsible.
Exactly. I
had a beautiful interaction with the correctional officer that's mandating the desk before and after we visited Mustafa. There's a lot of police officers. The majority of police are serving this community. But there are specific police officers that I have a file against that has to be held accountable by law. Otherwise, we don't have a community.
And I'll tell you,
there has to be accountability.
Those people that we interact with in the county, like that officer, like the COs that work at this jail, they are in shock. They are in complete shock.
Absolutely.
At what they're looking at, because they're watching this case unfold right before their eyes. Okay, and they are in shock at how a chief of police allows officers like Rob Davis, Chad Mason, Robert Drum to just falsify, to tamper with evidence. I mean, Rob Davis is going around to people's workplace to intimidate them, to say something negative, or I'm going to harass you at your workplace.
We have a body cam where he's actually doing that.
He's harassing a 7-Eleven clerk. The guy is saying, I never saw anything negative about Mustafa. I never saw it. Whatever you're saying, I never saw it. And he keeps pressing him at his workplace. I mean, if there wasn't a badge attached to it, you would say that's like some kind of gang member who's intimidating the public. Okay? When you show up with your police car and your badge at somebody's workplace while they're on the clock, okay? What do you think that person's manager is going to say? He's going to say, why are the police here? Why are they pressing you in the corner? What are they talking about with you? Okay? Should we look into what's going on with you and the police? I don't want this trouble, so you're fired. Okay? I mean, this is what Rob Davis is going around and doing. He went to Glen Ford, did the same thing. Okay?
He told Glen Ford specifically, we need you. We need to get Mustafa off the street. We need to get our ducks in a row, Glen Ford.
That's gang
That's the
criminal
ex-boyfriend,
activity.
by the way. That's the ex-boyfriend. Absolutely, it's gang activity.
It's criminal activity.
Using a badge and uniform to intimidate individuals. And now you
Intimidate
have,
witnesses.
all of a sudden, you have the ex-boyfriend allowed into the hospital, is taking picture of the condition 5-year-old Empress it's in, goes back to the children with the help of investigator Romero, weaponized the children against Mustafa. I mean, at one point, not only did they show them the pictures of 5-year-old Empress in the condition that she's in, they're telling the children that Mustafa fled the scene, ran away, left your 5-year-old baby sister to bleed to death. Mustafa was in a coma.
That's child abuse.
Mustafa was helicoptered to the hospital.
By the way,
but
children
you're telling children
that
you're
just
lying.
lost their mother. These kids just lost their mom. Okay? That's all they've got is their mom. And then the police want to abuse these kids? You want to abuse these children? Just to get something negative about Mustafa? Then again, you know, I come back to this. It sure doesn't seem like this is about a car accident. It seems like it's something different.
Well, when you find out that Mustafa was suing the police for $500,000,
For malicious prosecution, by the way. He was
Malicious-
suing them for malicious prosecution. Okay? These officers knew Mustafa had a lawsuit because Rob Sermon openly talks about it. He says, we were briefed about this cat, talking about Mustafa.
there's a body cam where he actually
So
says that. Yeah.
you're telling me that your supervisor briefed a group of officers about Mustafa. What are you briefing them about? Prior to the accident, what are you briefing them about? Okay? What are you guys saying about Mustafa? And the moment this man gets in a car accident, he's in a coma, you pump him with drugs, you pump him with fentanyl, and you take advantage of him? You steal his
Mustafa
evidence?
was- Mustafa-
You steal the piece of protection that he installed, and then you seal it? And you take it out of context, you tamper with it, you remove the audio, you cut the video. That dash cam was purchased and installed by Mustafa for his protection. And the police, Chad Mason specifically, took it and tampered with it. Robert Drum took it on the 19th and tampered with it. Okay?
They want to tell this community that this dash camera does not have audio. They falsify Mustafa's statement. They say, Robert Drum says, you told me that Mustafa, you told me that you were arguing inside the vehicle. He writes that in his police report. He said, Mustafa told me he was arguing inside the vehicle. You recorded that phone call conversation at the time. Mustafa never said that. Now, I mean, look at what's happening here. You falsify his statements, and then you have another officer that cuts the audio to the dash camera. So now
It's up in the air.
it's up in, yeah.
We have to get a lip reader.
And the dash camera is sealed.
It's sealed.
Now, I find it really interesting that Commonwealth Amy Ashworth, Officer Zymus, is telling her this dash camera does have audio, and then she turns around and gets a lip reader.
Bruce Safinsky.
Bruce, and I find it really disturbing that her lip reader is not lip reading an argument. I mean, you've been telling this community that Mustafa was arguing with his girlfriend. Why is your lip reader not lip reading an argument?
Where's the argument?
Where is the argument? I mean, a sealed dash camera. This Commonwealth attorney is terrified to show the dash camera to the community. By the way, this dash camera has not been released. What you see on NBC4 is 4 seconds that's edited into one clip. And that's what they played in court to Judge Carol Weimer. An edited version of this dash camera. I mean, if I were to edit this dash camera and show you an edited version of a dash camera, you can tell me to go fuck myself.